Hey guys, so I wanted to make another video about the topic of scarcity and how it's just kind of like a manifestation killer, I think, and how I'm not really sure how anybody is creating almost anything from being in the state of scarcity. So Neville Goddard says you can't serve two masters, and you can't both be in a state of scarcity and in the state of creativity, abundance, that you need to be in order for this whole thing to like flow and bring you the things that you want. The whole idea underlying all of this manifestation stuff is that anything that you want can be yours, and that if the thing you want doesn't appear to be available, it will be brought to you in ways that you can't even imagine. And as Wallace Wattles says, I love Wallace Wattles for his language around certain things, because it just illustrates it in a way that is blunt yet poetic to me. He says, if there isn't enough gold in the mountains to create your wealth, then more will be created from formless substance. He doesn't go on to say, materialize right in front of you or something like that. He just basically says you don't have to worry about the resources here being finite, even if they appear to be. That's the thing. You have to ignore your senses, as Neville Goddard would say. You have to ignore what you view as being a finite pool of resources. This was a major challenge for me in the relationship area as I got older. I was in a serious relationship with my now ex, who I'm still financial partners with, and he's like my best friend. I was in a relationship with him until I was in my mid 30s, I was like 37 or something when we really kind of like got on with like dating other people. And I, at that point, was just completely paralyzed because of my perception of scarcity in the dating pool. I was just like, I have really fucked up here. Like, there's nobody left. Everybody that's left has some kind of like huge baggage or huge problem. There's a reason why they're all single, because they couldn't keep a relationship. I had this idea about what was going on. And it just, because I felt like this big drive to get a relationship badly because of other issues with myself, there was a way overimportance placed on finding the right romantic relationship. That was just like the recipe for a absolute hellacious life for several years before I finally just said, this can't be right. And thankfully, having manifested everything in my life up to that point without him, then finding Neville Goddard's works. And his works, for me, Neville Goddard and the people in the Neville Goddard community on Reddit, a few specific people, really solidified the shift in my mind that the way I was viewing people was not compatible with the way I was viewing the whole rest of my life, where it was like, the sky's the limit. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what the outer world says. I know that I can do anything. I'm a winner. I could do anything. Like, that was my mentality about that. But when it came to people, I was like, yeah, but they're off limits. And there's finite resource. I just didn't apply that with people. And so once I did and realized this is ridiculous, if the person who I want, who is right for me, is in Siberia, and I am ready to have that and believe I will have that, he will be brought to me somehow. And if he doesn't exist, he will be created from formless substance with a compatible backstory and all of the other compatible background that needs to be there. So I believed that, and it turned out to be true, and I met my fiance 6 months later, and here we are. So it was the switch from the scarce, like, I've got it, there's nothing here, I've got to really fight hard to find the thing I want, blah, blah, blah. It was the shift from that to the abundance mentality of, this is, the things of the world are not what dictates what happens for me. The appearance of the world is not what dictates what happens for me. It's my mind, it's my beliefs. It's divine intelligence controlling this and putting faith in that. And so, if you're looking at anything in your life from that perspective, from the perspective of, I need to get this thing and it's not available, that is the first thing that I would change. Yesterday there was a post on the Neville Goddard subreddit, which is what inspired me to think about this again. And I left a comment about scarcity on that. This person was basically like, I don't want kids. I can't find anyone to date who also doesn't want kids. Everyone wants kids. Everyone, you know, this is a turnoff for every single person I meet. There's no one out there. I'm falling for this guy. He wants kids. Can I change him into not wanting kids? And of course, 4,000 comments saying, yes, change this person. Everybody ignoring the fact that the glaring error in this person's thinking that 99% of people don't want kids. Is that even true? I don't really know what the statistic is on that. All I know is I can hardly believe that, because I never thought it was a problem, and I've never had a problem. I've never dated somebody with kids, ever, other than my fiance who has a grown son. Throughout my entire dating career from 17 to 40, I never ran into anybody who had kids or was like, I really want kids and you don't, so that's going to be a problem. Like, never. It was just totally easy. Like, every person who I ever had a relationship with just showed up that way to start with. So reading this post, I was like, I think, you know, your perception is, I think you have an idea that everybody wants kids, and that is what is bringing that experience into your existence. You know, it's this idea of scarcity. So you keep going out with people who want kids, even though you don't, because you don't believe anybody is out there who doesn't want kids. So you just keep, it's like, this is how relationships get created and then have problems. And then people are like, I need to change this person. It's because the initial filter, you know, you didn't have the faith that the person that was going to be good for you or right for you was going to show up. So you settled for somebody that was clearly wrong, and now you have to change them. That's scarcity mentality in a nutshell. As is, this person has a job I want, so I have to manifest them losing the job. This person has the partner I want, so I have to manifest them getting divorced and breaking up their family. All of that stuff, that's all scarcity mentality. That's all. There's only one thing that will satisfy me, and somebody else has it. There's only one thing that will satisfy me is one of the most limiting beliefs that I can think of. And it's amazing. I talk about that all the time on this channel, about how I always stay open-minded to multiple things that I can't even imagine, you know, being right for me, where other people have this thing where they're so attached to a desire that they get in like arguments with people online about it. It's crazy. Like the arguments that happen in the comments on this channel and on Reddit. I mean, people who have the mentality that you need to change others, or that you should, or that you can, or that that's just like what's happening here anyway. You know, the people that have the view that you can and should try to take things from other people, or you know, essentially change another person, which is taking their identity that they currently have, taking their free will to be what they want to be away. This is purely scarcity mentality. And when you really get out of scarcity mentality, when you really believe in the abundance of what's here and have the faith that it will come to you, that naturally goes. You're naturally able to let things be when you don't have a sense of need for some particular thing. And the only reason you have that is because you're in scarcity mentality, despite what you might think. You know, your desire manifests as different things. Different things manifest as desire. And I think you notice that fully once you start to adopt this abundance, this creative, you know, living on this plane where you know that you don't have to manipulate things or look at what seems to be available in order to get what you want. I mean, I manifested for the first time in my life at 40, a relationship that I could commit to fully. I mean, my problem, I've realized over the last couple of years, was never that I had problems with other people committing. I mean, other people have proposed to me. You know, it was always kind of that I was the commitment phobe. It was just like, this relationship isn't right. I don't feel like I could marry this person. And then literally at 40, when I think most people would say the odds are at their lowest to find a not crazy, not something majorly, no major baggage, good person with whom they're compatible with who they find attractive, all that stuff. The odds were against me on that. And from the perspective of scarcity that I was coming at, it was hellacious. And then when I realized I was applying that scarcity mentality to this one area, life just changed into essentially a dream overnight. You know, when I was free from like the worry I wasn't going to get this thing, and when I realized that it wasn't going to give me like the solutions to all problems in life, and I wasn't going to be able to rely on it to prop me up, life just became a dream like overnight. So anyway, I hope something in that resonated for somebody. And I mean, this is really, I think, a major block. It's a major reason why a lot of people aren't getting what they want. And so I really hope that that helped somebody with that. Have a great day.